Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to Rosedale Ballpark here for day number 2 of the 2024 National Fast Pitch Championship. It is Auckland Mā taking on Wellington in game number 33 on the schedule of 65 as we build towards Championship Sunday. This is the 3 p.m. game, a bit later because Auckland and Auckland Mā went to the tiebreaker, with Auckland getting the win over Auckland Mā 9-8. But here we are for the 3 o'clock game, just a little bit later with the start of 5 o'clock. And here we are. Damien Collins for Ballpark Broadcasting calling the play-by-play. And joined in the booth on debut.
It's Nate Thiessen. Hello, everyone.
Hey, Nate. Thanks for joining us in the booth today. Couldn't have you just sitting around doing nothing, mate. Just enjoying the softball. Leading off for Wellington, the designated player, number 17, Wayne Laulu. One of the great personalities of our game. Just stretching out at his 41-year-old body. 42, I think. Either way, I know Lala's older than me. Only just, though. Only just. Kazuki Yoshizaki on the hill for Auckland Mā. Wayne Laulu gets the walk to lead off. And it doesn't get easier for Auckland Mā at the start here, because into bat now from the hot corner, Jerome Romaki. Romy, that big stature of man, who takes up the whole left-hand batter's box. Off the helmet, Lala will scamper off to second base. And just a little handshake to her mate, because he knows everyone. Nate, you turned up to Auckland last night, down at the ballpark today. What have you thought of the action that you've seen so far today?
Great tournament. Tons of good teams. Just good to be up and watching.
Romy gets a shot to left field. It bounces about a metre in play. Gino Lutton on the third base coach's box sends Lala from second to home with ease. And Romy Rome showing just how he does it with the bat. Hit that shot to left field to score the run and open the account. So with one runner on.
Yeah, looks like they knocked the cover off the ball.
Oh. Jerome Romaki's already ruined a ball in this game with one hit. Standard Romy. Coming into bat now is the catcher, Tueta Bishop. So to start off the batting, you've just started off with 3 Black Sox have Wellington, and it's not going to get any easier for Auckland Mā. Romy goes on the steal and goes around him. Beautiful stealing from Jerome Romaki. Going around and pushing out the hand to make sure he's safe. And then straight away looks at the base umpire to say, yo, you know, Porty, I'm safe. Mark Porteous, one of our most experienced umpires out there. Has been to a few World Cups, including the Olympics just a couple years ago. Mark Porteous on third. Tama Howard on first base. And behind the dish, calling the balls and strikes, Nicky Ogier. Tueta Bishop now set for the pitch. Through the zone, he bounces it over 5-6. Little fumble from Brock Adewell at left field. Ramaki crosses home plate for Wellington's second run. Tueta Bishop safe on first.
That brings the back. Corey Timu, the on-deck batter, Riley Makia.
Nate, you'll find your voice in a sec, I'm sure, my friend. Now into bat in the 4th spot with none down and a runner on is Corey Timu. Timu playing third in this game. Oh, first base in this game. Usually pretty handy behind the dish. But when you have stocks like Taweta Bishop and himself and Jaden Stratford pretty handy behind the plate, you can afford to give the boys some game time. Corey Timu not at NFC last year, opting to stay at home with the kids. And another bounce over the 5-6. Well, 3 hits in the same direction, Nate. You can see in the replay here just what kind of bounce is coming off Freeman Field here.
It brings the batter, Riley Markia, the on-deck batter, Jaden Stratton.
Well, another Black Sock up to bat. Now he's on the starting on the hill here today. There's Riley Markia. Riley has that X factor. He can play outfield, very capable. He can go into pitch, and he's got a stick as well. Auckland Mā having the first conference with the battery. Oh, we're on the screen, Nader. Nice bucket hat, mate.
Thank you. Tocha Park. Represent.
Nate, of course, you've come over to our shores after the WBSC Under-18 World Cup, where you played for Canada, and you took home a bronze medal after beating the USA twice, wasn't it?
Beating them twice.
Yes,
yeah,
indeed.
that felt good.
Not just getting the bronze, but to get it over the States. Outstanding. Of course, we had your teammate on the colour in the last game, Nick Need. I don't think I've heard anyone call him Nicholas so much. But Chopper, that's what he went with. So, were you finding it well in Aotearoa so far?
Oh, yes. Tons of fun. It's good to be out and playing ball. It's our off-season back home, so thought it would be a good thing to come and play some more.
Absolutely. Well, I know your club team back in the Hutt Valley absolutely love you, mate. And awesome to have you on our shores, and pretty cool to have you in those colours as well, mate. Looks like we've got an injury so far to Auckland Mā. Day 2 of the competition. I have seen a few limping around the ballpark already. How long was your World Cup, Nate?
Was about a week.
About a week?
Yeah, I want to say about 7 days.
Well, you know yourself, mate. You got to look after yourself during those days to get yourself to Championship Sunday. Well, we might as well go through the lineups while we have time to. And let's start with the batting team. Leading off for Wellington is the designated player Wayne Laulu, Jerome Romaki from the hot corner. Behind the dish, Taweta Bishop in the 4th spot. The first baseman, Corey Timu. On the hill is Riley Markia. At second base, Jaden Stratford. At centre field, the wheels of Takitika Kupanikola. At left field, Damon Creasy. And at right field, Andre Tolava'a Hart. And do I want to give you the Auckland names to say?
Looks like we've got some more changes.
Surely we can give it a go.
An injury change here. Looks like Brock Eddywell's coming into second base. Lewis Gerard's going over to
Where do we start from?
Well, there has been changes, ladies and gentlemen, and I already see that there's changes just since putting that up. So what we'll do is we'll take that off the screen and we'll go through what's on in front of us on paper. Well, what we have looking out there is Kazuki Ishizaki is on the hill for Kamar. Ryan Early behind the dish. Isaac Fletcher at first base. Lewis Gerard at second. Matt Oxley at third, who's going to get some action right now. Mark Porteous calls him out for, they got the tag there in the first out. Good reactions from Ryan Early behind the dish to get to Matt Oxley at third base. Brock Adewell was at left field, but it looks like he's at second base now, so we're going to have to check where that substitution is. Simon McMillan we had down as left field. Mattis Rice definitely in centre field, and Jacob Oxley is at right field. Song on, big foul ball from Riley Mark here.
It's the mystery prize gone now. Hitting that pole.
Mark here normally has 99 on his back, but with the new uniforms this year, I'm guessing they've just got 1 to 20 or something. I don't know. But it's a new kit for the Wellington team this year. And you know how I love the merch and a new kit, don't I, Nate?
Looks good. Looks good.
1 ball, 2 strikes. The Cicadas are going hard here at Rosedale, which means it's hot. Mark here hits it up the middle, off the glove of the pitch, but Brock Adewell's there to clean it up. Corey Timu's safe on third base. And that will be the second out. So the hits back to the pitcher, bouncing off, and Adewell to pick it up. But they still advance the runner. Into bat now is Jaden Stratford, second baseman. Pretty handy behind the dish as well. In the squad, the wider squad for the Black Sox at the moment. Been working hard on his game. Well, he grounds out to Brock Adewell. Not a lot gets past him. He does look a bit gingerly running off the diamond, does Adewell, but he gets it done, but not before Wellington open their account with 2 runs. And we're going to go to the bottom of the first with Wellington up 2-0.
104.9 and 94.9 Atiawa. When the radio's on and the sound is hot, you just have to enjoy. There's no way to stop. That's where it sounds from the best every day of the week. Better than all the rest. We let the music speak. All the best throwbacks, 90s and more. Atiawa Toa. All the best throwbacks.
Jack Links presents Messin' with Sasquatch.
Watch this.
Don't mess with other snacks. Choose Jack Link's jerky made with 100% beef.
The decisions we make matter. The cloth you put on your back, that comes from somewhere. Ours is Ecotech, and it comes from here. One of these equals 38 of these, not in landfill. High performance fabric worthy of what you stand for.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to Rosedale Park on the North Shore, North Harbour, for day number 2 of the National Fast Pitch Championship 2024. You're watching game number 33 on the schedule. We're almost halfway there. It's a Championship Sunday. There's 68 on the schedule in total. We're at the bottom of the first now with Auckland Mā's first at bat. And yes, they've given us a completely different batting lineup. So we're going to have to be updating some stuff as we go. But I do know that the lead off is Alfonso Venikovis, the veteran from Auckland, obviously, in a bat to lead off. First offering from Riley Mark here, down low for the ball. Look good from this angle, but it's all about angles, eh, Nader? As a pitcher, it's all about those angles. Mark here trying to clip that outside corner. Nate, as a pitcher, what are you trying to do when you go out in those first couple innings against the batters?
Big about getting ahead in the count. Don't want to get behind.
Venikovis grounds out to the shortstop where Kieran Bolger makes the play over to Corey Timu at 1. And we have the first outs.
That brings the bat. Isaac Fletcher, the on-deck batter. Lewis Gerard.
Into bat now, Isaac Fletcher, the first baseman. I was telling you about that painting that I forgot to bring to get old B-Man to sign. Well, the other one missing from that painting, the other signature is Isaac Fletcher as well. So I'll have to hope that both of them come down to see us at clubs.
Oh, yes.
And then it's all complete. First offering a ball to Isaac Fletcher.
Ball two.
Was part of that Black Sox side that won the 2017 World Cup. Has been referred to as one of the best team men to ever wear the Black Sox jersey. And that is from one of the greatest of all time.
And again, ball three.
So Isaac Fletcher here for the Auckland Mā team, one of the experienced guys in the side. Sees that go through for the ball called, strike called.
Ball strike, ball three.
Hitters count with the 3-1 count.
Right one.
Oh, the I was like, inside pitch, but no, it went straight into his shoulder. I don't know if he was joking, walking towards the pitcher, or Mickey's going to walk him to first just in case, though. She took the bat out of his hand pretty quickly.
And that brings the bat. Lewis Gerard, the on-deck batter. Maddox Rice.
Was aiming for that inside corner there, just got a little bit too much spin. Plunk the batter, happens, on to the next pitch.
I wonder if Riley apologized as much as you have on the hill when you've hit a batter. You're the only pitcher I see chase your wild pitches as well, instead of the catcher doing it. Not that you throw any, mate. Not that you throw any. Into bat now is number 20, Lewis Gerard. Gerard, another stalwart of Auckland softball. You know, you look at that game previously, Auckland versus Auckland Mā, and, you know, some people you could say you look at it as an A versus a B side or an A versus a development side or whatever, but this Mā team, a lot of these players have been there, done that, you know, and just so much experience. It might be a little bit slow out on the diamond, but that experience on a ball diamond, like, it's just invaluable. Gets him looking on the inside pitch, does Mark here for the called strike. So with a runner on 1 and 2 out, that's going to bring to bat Maddox Rice, who's playing out of center field at the moment. Gets his first pitch, which he fouls away. A lot of these players has their club stickers on their helmet, unless they're picking up their mates' helmets. Seen a few boys wear your Canadian helmet this season, Nada. Maddox Rice out of the Ramblers Club, Mount Albert Ramblers. That powerhouse has been for many, many years. And the first softball club of yours truly, which I probably plug into every tournament. 0-2 the count. Mark here set. Tries to clip the outside corner. And when you're 0-2, you can try and hit those spots, can't you, Nate? I don't know what happened there, but Shot Jet Links for the sponsorship of Softball New Zealand.
Call the ball. We go to 2-2 in the count and 2 down.
Rice
Loads it up. Ball three.
goes from 0-2 to 3-2. way to come back in this count. Mark here. Tries to get that outside, but it goes down low.
And
Maddox Rice is going the wrong way. Just wanted to be nice and hand the bat over. Ryan Early now takes off the catcher's gear. Dad picks it up for him. And then hands it off to the assistant coach. Ryan Early, also from the Ramblers Club, which is an absolute... The Earlys have been a part of that club for as long as I can remember. And that's going back about 36 years, so... First offering to Early. 1 ball. Ryan Early had a tournament a couple of weeks ago, actually, where he got top batter and his brother got MVP. Both the Early brothers taking home some honours that weekend. Two the count now.
Call the ball. We go to 2-2 in the count. 2 down.
T-Bone said in one of the earlier commentaries that no one hits on the 2-2-2. We'll see if that happens again. Oh, okay. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2 out here in the bottom of the first.
Right 2.
Gets him reaching on the outside.
There you go. Yes, he did.
He's gonna ask if he could, but if he did, but yes, he did. Calvin Roberts goes up to Ogier and just gets the match ball ready. Well, that does it, ladies and gentlemen, for the first innings. Wellington leading this one. 2-0.
When the radio's on and the sound is hot, you just have to enjoy. There's no way to stop. That's where it sounds from the best every day of the week. Better than all the rest. We let the music speak. All the best throwbacks, 90s and more. Atiawa Toa. All the best throwbacks.
Are you lot in the travel game then?
Yeah, how's the travel?
Oh, well, you're still in business, eh? Because I thought you would have gone the way of the dinosaurs by now.
Sorry?
Okay, so look, I'm checking out flights to South America online. Oh, Buenos Aires. Oh, yes, please. A bit of a tango. Then Iguazu Falls, Cusco. Fly down to Rio. Then home. 20 minutes, I'm sorted. That's the way to go.
All separate tickets.
Whatever.
Pricey?
$4,000.
Have you booked yet?
Yeah, soon.
Only I could save you $900.
Really?
Might see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Who's that? Oh, that is Lucy. It's my travel agent. Yeah? Oh, yeah. The way to go. You guys are doing a great job. All right, keep it up. Brilliant.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for game number 33 of the 2024 National Fast Pitch Championship. It's Auckland Mā taking on Wellington. Leading off for Wellington
Right one.
is the centre fielder Takirika Kupanikola. Takirika playing out of the PK club in Wellington, Porneke Kilburnie. Actually a Harbour boy. Little brother Polder in the D-Sox and plays for Roosters here in the North Shore. And of course North Harbour through the age groups. Got to put on a Tocha Park uniform in Labour weekend for the under-23s. Takirika has gone through the systems here in New Zealand through the Junior Black Sox at the Under-18 Worlds in 2020 in Palmerston North. And most recently has had to call up to the Black Sox. So one to watch. Great glove in the outfield and speedy feet, which is a Kupanikola MO all over. Auckland Mā have a quick talk about the pause, I think. 1-1 the count. You have fun with the pause, I'm sure, Nate Dog.
Yeah, we get in trouble with it sometimes, but it's something that we should know as pitchers.
Call the ball for two, strike one.
Well, pitchers aren't the smartest, are they? It's the catcher that calls all the...
Yep. As pitchers, we listen to our catchers.
Some catchers. Outside pitch for the ball. Takes the count to 3-1.
Ball three, strike one.
It's cooling down here at Rosedale Park. Showers in the morning. We thought, oh dear. He calls no pitch on that one. I'm guessing after that talk,
And Takirika Kupanikola picks up first base.
Nicky Ogier goes out to talk to the Auckland Mā infield and talking to the pitcher Ishisaki about the pause. What is it? 2 seconds? 3 seconds.
I believe it's 3
3?
seconds or 2. It might be 2.
1,000, 2, 1,000, or something like that. We are a little bit behind on the schedule here, ladies and gentlemen. We're supposed to have a break at the moment. There's actually a break for the 5 o'clock round. But here we are. 6:30 game tonight coming up. A later game than yesterday. Ogier taking the time to really make sure that Auckland Mā's pitcher understands what he needs to adjust. Takirika Kupanikola on first base. That's going to bring to bat the left field Damon Creasy. Creasy plays out of the Porirua City United Club, which is an absolute powerhouse these days, with a lot of these players playing under their coach Gene Lutton, who Gino is still probably pretty much one of the fittest out there, player coach, but just with the coaching duties this weekend for Wellington. Damon Creasy puts down the bunt. Almost looked one-handed there and just goes off to first. But that wasn't the purpose to be safe. The purpose was to get Takirika Kupanikola to third base, and that's exactly what he did with the sacrifice bunt.
Andre Tolava'a on deck at top of the order, Wayne La'ulu.
Andre Tolava'a, the right fielder, into bat now. Number 9 batter for Wellington.
Got a strike, right one.
look at the scoreboard. Batter is batting. Number 11 is batting. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Is that good luck when you see all the ones? Well, it might be for Andre. 1 bounce to the fence. Tolava Hart rounds 1, stands up at second as Takirika Cooper Nicola goes waltzing into home, and Wellington adding another run to their total, taking it 3-0.
That brings the bat top of the order. Wayne Lahulu, the on-deck batter, Jerome Raimaki.
Well, back to the top of the order here for Wellington with the designated player, Wayne Lahulu. And Nate, as a pitcher, you've seen, now that you're on the hill and you've pitched to batters 1 to 9, what are you looking to do second time around?
Oh, I think it's one of those things that just have to know between yourself and the catcher that if something's not working, then you're going to have to try something else. Whether it's your best pitch not working, you're going to have to try something else. Otherwise, just have faith in your second pitcher.
Yep.
And make sure they're good.
1-1 count here on Lala. One of my absolute favorite ball players in this country. Lucky enough to call him a friend.
Ball a strike. 1 strike 2.
And when I'm on ground announcer, one of my absolute favorite names to belt out over the microphone, over the PA speakers around the ballpark. Pops that up. That will go left field. Oveni Kovis had to make some yards to get it, but he does, because that's what he does. Alphonse.
That brings the bat, Jerome Raimaki, the on-deck batter, Te Wera Bishop.
So with 2 down now after that pop-up from Lala. That's going to bring to bat Jerome Raimaki. Raimaki from the hot corner. Probably one of the best hitters in the world. The imposing figure of Romy when he steps into that box, taking up the whole batter's box. Low to the ground, using all that power. And like I said, he knows, well, no, didn't go out. He knew that he hadn't got enough just with the way he started off that run. Maddox Rice had to pick up some speed to get across and make that catch, but he does. And that will leave a runner on, but not before Wellington add another one to their tally. We're going to go to the bottom of the second with Wellington leading Auckland Mā 3-0.
Be the best, fight for what's never been done. Push past the pain. Reach beyond. The pain you feel today will be the strength you feel tomorrow. Someone has to be the best. Why not you?
We're back, ladies and gentlemen, here at the bottom of the second innings. It's Auckland Mā taking on Wellington. Auckland Mā in the bat here at the bottom of the second with Ruben Torpia. Swung on and missed for strike one. 1-1.
0-1, strike one.
Ruben Torpia, one of the veterans of Auckland softball.
Seems to be really working on that outside pitch, trying to get as much off the plate as he can.
That's why you're calling the colour, Nate. Attaboy. Fouled away from Torpia. 2-2 the count now. Nader, Auckland 3 runs down here in the bottom of the second. What will they be looking to do to just change their fortunes a bit to start getting their roll on?
I think they're going to have to start might look at some, maybe using the short game, just kind of getting runners on, start moving them around, and yeah, just waiting for that big spark. Then, yeah, once one hit, hopefully the others hit, and yeah, just get it going.
It is infectious when the bats start getting hot. And at bat now is the second baseman, Brock Adewell. Brock is actually a local boy around North Harbour, playing his ball for Auckland United and Auckland, of course. But Harbour is home sweet home to him. Adewell was part of the under-23 Major Sox that had that 23 World Cup last year in Argentina, if I remember correctly.
Argentina.
Yep. One ball, 2 the count. Adewell with the long locks out the back. I heard Chopper calling him Fabio before. Not sure about that, but it must give him power.
Call the ball, they lights it up. All 3.
3 balls, 1 strike.
2.
Brock Adewell gets a piece of it. Bounces up the body of Kieran Bolger, but that arm of his to pick it up and get it there in time, as we show here in the replay.
That's for out number 2.
Slammed off the bat here of Brock, which rolled off. Bolger did have to make some ground to get to it, as you saw in the background there. To be able to bobble it off the body and get it over in time, outstanding work from Kieran Bolger.
Strike 2 called for that outside corner. Using that, both pitchers we've seen are using that outside curve, working really well, clipping the front of the plate.
Yeah, you see on that replay just the cannon from Bolger with a different angle. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Oxley here. Change up from Riley Mark here, gets him swinging, which will retire the side with a quick 3 up and 3 down. We're gonna go to the top of the third with Wellington leading 3-0.
When the radio's on and the sound's hot, you just have to enjoy. There's no way to
be the best? Fight for what's never been done. Push past the pain. Reach beyond. Pain you feel today will be the strength you feel tomorrow. Someone has to be the best. Why not you?
We're back, ladies and gentlemen, here at Rosedale Ballpark for day number 2 of the 2024 National Fast Pitch Championship. First, the Wahine Tours had the diamond for the first day and a bit, and now it is the men's turn. This is just the second men's game on Diamond 1, with that first one going 8 innings for a lazy 2.5 hours. Well, there's a pitching change for Auckland Mā coming into the game. There's Cameron Johnson to take over from Ishizaki. And his first batter from the hill is going to be Corey Timu, the first baseman. No, Corey Timu's on deck. Tuita Bishop is batting now. Shouldn't listen to the ground announcer when I've got a form right in front of me. Second time around for the Wellington team here in the top of the third. Tuita Bishop was last year's, I'm pretty sure last year's top batter, if I remember correctly, for NFC. Well, not last year, it was a year and a half ago now, or October 2022. Two balls, one count. Fired that in and down low past the catcher. Cameron Johnson now on the hill for Auckland Mā. Hopefully changing it up for Auckland Mā here in the top of the third. But Wellington are getting their sticks going for sure. Well, Johnson will walk the first batter of Tuita Bishop as he takes his spot on first base. Bishop puts up their hands and goes, don't we have a runner? Aaron Golan out now to do the running for him. As now Corey Timu comes into the bat. Timu now with the Porirua City United club as well. Previously at Dodgers in the Hutt Valley. Now playing his trade out nearer home. Up in the zone, Aaron Golan steals, thinks against it as the bounces off the glove. Are they calling him leaving early? Or are they calling... They are.
Called early for the leadoff.
Oh, you don't want to do that. You're in there to get from wherever you are put to home. And Aaron Golan, he's a fast kid. Absolutely got wheels. But you try that anything you possibly can. One and one the count. No, not 1-1. 2-0. Cameron Johnson gets his call from early. Goes inside for the called strike.
Called strike. Ball 2, strike 1.
That's not annoying at all. 2 balls, 1 strike. Outside, early able to jump up and get it.
That's a ball. Ball 3, strike 1.
3 balls, 1. Must be tough in the early household when you're both catchers. Usually you have when you got a couple brothers, one's a pitcher, one's a catcher or something, you know, but to both decide you want to catch.
And foul back.
I know Ricky, their dad, was a catcher back in the day.
Strike 2.
Megan in the stands just enjoying herself this weekend. No responsibilities of management or anything. Corey Timu pops up to Brock Adewell under it at second base to make the catch for the second out.
Riley Markio, the on-deck batter, Jaden Stratford.
And that's going to bring to bat with 2 down the pitcher, Riley Markia. Riley on the hill for this game, but he is a hitting pitcher, just like you, Nate. Loves to swing a bat, does Ralph.
Call the ball, ball 1.
And I have seen him hit some monster balls in his time, including the World Series that was here in December 2022. And that's pretty much the only good thing I saw. No, just sure was a tough week. Markey is set in the batter's box. Goes swinging large and then gives him a slap in the head. Outside of his zone for
2 in the count.
the strike 1. 2-1 the count.
Ball 2, strike 1.
Outside for the ball. 3 balls, 1.
Call the ball, ball 3, strike 1.
So you, Nada, when you get a 3-1 count, are you just trying to throw a strike just as much as possible, or still trying to clip the zone, or wow, that wasn't clipping the zone, that was outside big time. What's your mentality?
Oh, I think you've got to look at it depending on who's up to the plate, and gotta trust your pitches, I guess, and know that 1 walk can cost you a game, and that gotta hope that you can hit a spot and have faith in your catcher.
That's the
and
one.
Yourself.
Well, Riley Markey just standing on 1. Nicky Ogier is like, nah, get off, mate. You're the pitcher. Stop mucking around. The umpire telling him to get the next runner. So Corey Timu's come out to do some running now, which he's usually the catcher. He usually gets out of that 2 down as well. Jaden Stratford now in the box for Wellington. Grounded out to second base in his first at bat. Just bobbles out of the glove of early. Or the mitt, sorry. I mean, I know our sport has to do a lot of fundraising. We unfortunately don't live in a sponsorship world as much as we used to in New Zealand, but you know, imagine having 2 sons that are catchers. That's a lot of gear. That is a lot of gear. Johnson down low with another walk.
And
So Jaden Stratford happily makes his way to first with the walk. And that's going to bring to bat Takitika Kupa-Nicola. Coach is coming out for his second conference of the game. to just calm down the infield of this Auckland Mā team. In fairness, they just had a hell of a battle against their Auckland counterpart. And going back-to-back was never going to be easy. And hopefully they've got enough energy. And now it's about them to just slow down this Wellington side. Still 2 out here in the top of the third. Oh, love me some cleats that match the uniform. Well played, cameraman.
Look good, play good.
That's the one. My cleats are actually in this tournament. Nick Hayes didn't like that he was wearing red cleats with his blue uniform. So, guess who happens to have size 14 pitching cleats in the car? Might need them for Northcote Masters tomorrow. Cooper Nicola. Into the batter's box now. 2 runners on, 2 down here in the top of the third. Leaves the first offering, but it clips the corner for the strike called.
Right one.
They say yes, he did. So 1 ball, 2 strikes the call.
One, strike two. Nice recovery by Ryan early over to Isaac Fletcher, and that ends the innings.
Well, that will do it for this one, leaving 2 runners on. We're going to go to the bottom of the third with Wellington leading 3-0.
When it comes to the showdown, instinct always wins. Jack Lynx is good with it.
The decisions we make matter. The cloth you put on your back, that comes from somewhere. Ours is Ecotech, and it comes from here. One of these equals 38 of these, not in landfill. High performance fabric worthy of what you stand for.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen, here at Rosedale Ballpark on the north shore of North Harbour for game number 33 of the National Fast Pitch Championship. It is Wellington taking on Auckland Mā. Always a good battle between Wellington and Auckland, 2 of the major associations in the country.
Go to 1-1 in the count.
Technically there is 4, Wellington, Hutt Valley, Canterbury and Wellington.
Fell down the third baseline for
But I've got to be honest, ladies and gentlemen, after seeing this North Harbour team and the way that they do things up here now, surely they are one of the majors in this country. Over on Diamond 2, it's Canterbury versus Hutt Valley. Not sure of the score. We'll try and get an update for you.
Swing and a miss. Strikeout. that brings the bat over the order. Alphonse Ovenikovas.
Ovenikovas steps up to bat. Now the lead-off batter for this Auckland Mā side gets a second at bat.
Full strike, strike one. We go to 1-1 in the count, one down.
Fouled away there from Alphonse. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Great pitching so far by Riley Macchia. He's trying to get ahead in the count so he doesn't have to throw as many pitches.
Tries that change up. Takes the count to 2-2.
2-2 in the count.
Gets him swinging again. And it's the same swing as the last batter, Oxley, where it's like, I'm swinging but I don't want to kind of thing. What am I doing? Well, Alphonse Ovenikovas goes back with a smile, thinking that I'm sure. And that's going to bring to bat Isaac Fletcher, their first baseman, who was hit by pitch last at bat. Those lefties. Never been a fan of pitching to lefties. Probably because I'm lefty, so if I hit one, I'm getting one back, I'm sure.
Keeping it away from the batter this time. Not throwing towards him or at him.
Well played, Nader. Definitely trying to hit that outside corner, isn't he?
Yeah, we got the ball 3 in the count.
Hitters count here. You'll probably see Fletcher just stand there now. Or he could be ready for the mid. Strike call, we'll take it to 3-1. Well, I see our producer, Adrian Raw, over there watching on Diamond Turn. He's big claps. So something must have happened, as his daughter is the pitcher of Hutt Valley. Fletcher gets on base again. First with the hit by pitch, now with the walk. And that's going to bring to bat Lewis Gerard with 2 down. Runner on 1. Gerard went down looking for the strikeout called in his last at bat. Ain't no one won 2 KCs in a row. Believe me. It's happened the last couple of weeks. Damn, outside corner. Smack down to the hot corner where Jerome Romaki makes the play over to first. Like it's nothing. And that will be side away. So we have 3 completed in this one, with Wellington leading Auckland Mā 3 runs to 0.
Your world, your color, your choice with Racine.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Rosedale Ballpark at Pure Athletic Sports Stadium on the North Shore, North Harbour. Big shout out to our sponsors. Where you see the ads going through the broadcasts. Make sure you look after them because they look after us, ladies and gentlemen. Big shout out to Dynasty, who kit out our New Zealand teams so nicely in their Dynasty sportswear. They also are big players in the NRL at the moment. Got a couple rugby teams. They also are the new jersey sponsor of the Auckland Warriors, up the Waz. And of course, Totoro Park Softball Club. Now batting is the left fielder, Damon Creasy. Damon with the sacrifice bunt in his last at bat. Update from Diamond 2. Top of 6. Hutt Valley up 7-1. Love to hear that when everyone was saying that Canterbury would be the one to beat them. Shot from Creasy out to right field. Under it is Jacob Oxley to make the catch, and that will be the first out of the innings.
That brings to bed Andre Tolova'aha, top of the order, Wayne Lowe.
9-spot batter coming up to bat now, Andre Tolova'aha. Got the stand-up double in his last at bat, getting the RBI. He'll be looking to do the same, I'm sure. Cameron Johnson pitches through the glove of early. Johnson tries to get the outside spot. You see the gorilla grip in the back pocket of Johnson. What do you use, Nader?
Gorilla grip?
Yeah. You don't just get the belt grip out in the dugout? I mean, you can't do that. What are you talking about? Show me a gear bag in New Zealand that doesn't have a little can of belt grip. You should have seen the ball in the last game of Auckland Mā versus Auckland. I think one of them by the end of the game was just black. And that will happen. 3 balls, 1. 1 out here in the top of the 4th. Whoever's on the scoreboard has missed a whole innings. But that's okay. All volunteers here. Well, not really, but anyway. Andre Tolova'aha has been in this Wellington side for a few years now. Big swing and a miss there. And he'll go walking back to the dugout as he passes his bat on to Romy. But that will bring to bat the top of the order with 2 down here. The big, beautiful Wayne Lowe. Did you know he may look like a bear, but he runs like a deer? One of my favourite ones I've heard Chop say over the years. One of the best. Episode number 1 of Beyond the Dugout. Only rightly so that it was Lala, because of the personality and the joy he brings to the ballpark and people around him. But when it comes time to face a pitcher in the box, he knows how to flick that switch. Gets the inside pitch, pops it up, and under it to make the catch. Lewis Gerard playing at shortstop for Auckland Mā now. Well, Auckland Mā needed that. A quick 3 up, 3 down to get back into the dugout and get the sticks working. But Wellington still lead this one, 3-0.
Jack Link's Jerky presents Hangry Moments.
What's your kitty's name?
It's a puma.
Thank you. Jack Link's Jerky.
Got plenty of it in the booth. Try their teriyaki beef jerky now, wherever you get your stores. Love it. Leading off for Auckland Mā is number 5, Maddox Rice, playing at centre field. Got on base in his last at bat. Can smack the ball. I've seen him go off in some tournaments. Gets a piece, dribble it to Kieran Bolger, who throws it down in the dirt, but the wares of Corey Timu to get that ball. And you see Tueta Bishop following the runner. He always had the overthrow just in case. But Corey Timu able to scoop it up. And that will be the out. Tama Howard. Oh, mate. He is an absolute gem. The base umpire.
Just missing on that outside corner there. First pitch called ball.
Ryan early in a bat now. The catcher for Auckland Mā leaves the inside pitch for the ball. Two balls, one. One down here in the bottom of the fourth. Goes for the running bunt and misses it. So that will take the count to 2-2. Looking at the scoreboard, I definitely haven't missed an innings, have I? It's definitely bottom of 4. Okay, just checking. Two the count. Gets him swinging on the outside pitch for the second outs. And that's going to bring to bat Ruben Torpia. Another week at the ballpark for the Torpias. Ruben heavily involved in the game. And so is his wife, Tracy. New Zealand level 7, I think, scorer. Maybe just a little lower. But she's definitely one of the best. And the scorer for the New Zealand Black Sox. She's sitting just behind the official scorers. And I'm wondering if she's there helping out the scorers or just there to see the hubby. Also, Tracy's birthday tomorrow. So if you're around the ballpark and you see Tracy Torpia tomorrow, make sure you give her a big hug. Inside pitch there from Mark here takes the count to 2-1. Left through the zone. Picked that nicely. 3 balls, 1. Pulls the strings on that one, does Mark here. And that will take it to a full house. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2 down here in the top of the 4th. Bottom of the 4th, sorry. Oh, choked him up on the inside and just dribbles it back to Riley Markey. Makes the play to Timu at first, and that will retire the side with a quick 3 up and 3 down. We're going to the top of the 5th with Wellington leading 3-0.
Jack Links presents Messin' with Sasquatch.
Watch this.
Don't mess with other snacks. Choose Jack Links jerky made with 100% beef.
To be the best, fight for what's never been done. Push past the pain. Reach beyond. Pain you feel today will be the strength you feel tomorrow. Someone has to be the best. Why not you?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Rosedale. It's hot and it's summer, so of course we've got to have trusty Mr. Whippy down at the ballpark to get the ice creams for the kids and the adults. Oh, you can all hear that sound, that song play through the suburbs of New Zealand throughout the years. Mama wants some ice cream follows that tune. Where's the coins? Do you have a random van that goes around your neighborhoods in Canada where looking for kids to give ice cream to? That didn't sound right, did it at all? No. I'm not selling it right, but
good old ice cream van.
I'm not selling it right, but Mr. Whippy is a New Zealand tradition, and stoked to have him down here at the ballpark on this hot summer day. In a bat now, Jerome Ramaki, Black Sox steward, has travelled the world with that stick of his. 1-2, multiple championships in the ISC. Bounces it just out of reach of Lewis Gerard at shortstop. And you can tell the mates when he goes like the way he just ran into Isaac Fletcher. A little chuckle between each other on first base, I'm sure. Corey Timu on deck for Wellington. Taweta Bishop in the batter's box now. Taweta, Black Sox catcher. Oh, he got all of that, and well, let me tell you something, brother. That ball is out of here. Home run from Taweta Bishop. One pitch slam to left field. Well, Nate, that's what he does. And as you see, he always looks up to the heavens as a sign of respect for his family's members that are no longer with him. He's done it for a while now, and I took him aside a couple years ago and asked him the story, because if you notice, he'll go into actually the catcher's box at the start of every innings, and he looks up, puts his hands to the air, and thanks the people that give him the strength. So Taweta Bishop does that as he crosses home plate. And he's added 2 more runs to this total. Well, Wellington now have a chance to add another couple and try and get run rule here. And probably not now that I've mentioned it. Classic commentator's curse. Hopefully not this time though. Auckland Mā gave everything they possibly could to that last game. I'm just wondering if back-to-back was just a bit too much for them. Well, back-to-back always is, isn't it? Corey Timu in the batter's box now. Swung on a miss.
Swing and a miss. Ball 2, strike 2.
Corey Timu left on in his first at bat, caught by Brock Attawell at second. in his second at bat. And he leaves the outside pitch. And that will take it to a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Well, Nate, how do you stop a team that's getting on the roll like this? You know, five to the donut. What do you do to change your fortunes in the defensive mode?
You just gotta go inning by inning. Gotta go inning by inning, play by play, and I think they just need to be with each other here, be nice and loud, have each other's backs, and then find a way to get it going.
That's the one. Well, Riley Markia pops up. The rest of the field just look as it goes foul ball, but Brock Attawell just sprinted to the fence. Even though Brock, and I'm going to say it because I can, is limping. And he probably doesn't like it. I've just told everyone that, but he definitely is. So for him to go full steam to that fence just in case he had a chance to get that foul ball, outstanding work, B Rocket.
Call a strike. Strike 2.
0-2 the count. Riley Markia in the batter's box. Corey Timu on 1. Markia gets it early, pops it sky high. Lewis Gerard is taken off the hat, and he goes back to make the catch. And that will be the first out of the innings. Good tracking there from Gerard. Corey Timu just holds up on first, and I think they've called timeout for the DR. I think. He's definitely, yep, there goes Aaron Golan now. Little Golly will not be wanting to leave early this time. Jaden Stratford into bat now. The second baseman grounded out to his counterpart at second base in his first at bat. Was walked in his second. And his first offering from Cam Johnson from the hill is a called strike.
Fell back, strike 2.
Well, Nader, you came to us after pretty much straight after the 18s World Cups in Mexico, didn't you?
Yes, that is correct.
And you're here till late March, and then you got a tournament in Las Vegas you have to go to.
Yes, playing at the NAFA in Vegas, first week of April.
Mate, where did it all go wrong for you? I mean, that's a tough life. It's a tough life. Aaron Golan, he goes on the pass ball.
Said there was.
They're calling it interference. He did look like he was tagged at 3, so he's lucky that Ogier has made a call here. But can you relay that call up here, please?
Yep. So there was called umpire seen obstruction at second base there, and believe that runner would have made it safe at 3. Either way, if there wasn't any, so call on the blue.
Ogier now talking with Mark Porteous and the Auckland Mā coach. Mark Porteous, very experienced umpire. Went to the Olympics in Tokyo just a couple of years ago as the official for the women's softball. Also, a episode of Beyond the Dugout. There's a few actually out here. Oh, still going he is. Porty at the fence now, pointing the finger. And I think he's gone. I think he sent him.
Oh, yep.
And now he's
Still
just,
going.
yeah. Ruben Torpey has come to the fence to have a talk, but he's like, no, get away from me. I've said what I've said. Get him out of here. So Mark Porteous ain't taking nothing. And that's why he's an experienced, calm-headed official in New Zealand.
Now we settled.
And we can continue with the game. Into bat now for Wellington is the left fielder, Damon Creasy. Golan just stays on third base. He ain't going on the pass ball at all. Swing and a miss from Damon Creasy. We'll take the count to 1-1. Fouled away from Creasy. Golan still standing up on first base. Oh, third base, sorry. Well, we've subbed out one pitcher for a legendary pitcher, the battery coach of the New Zealand Black Sox, into the booth, Chubb Tangaroa. Hello, Chubb. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, kia ora, kia ora.
Well, Chubb, day 2 of this NFC. How are you liking the tournament so far?
Yeah, I think it's quite good. The level of softball is quite even. And, for us in terms of Black Sox coaches, certainly making our job very interesting.
I bet. Well, what a time to take over the national setup in the battery with the new leadership. Of course, you've known Thomas Markia for a long time, playing with him, coaching him as well. Like, how is Larry taking on to the role and the group?
Yeah, I think he's one of the most experienced guys around, Thomas. There's a lot of experience around, but he's one of them that can bring a lot to the game, especially now moving forward with this Black Sox outfit. I look forward to working with him.
Absolutely. Well, Creasy is going to get called safe at first base. Nicky Ogier is going to call him back. No, Takitaka Cooper Nicola, sorry. It was batting.
Yeah, let's take that back.
So Aaron Gollins going to have to go back to third base. Takitaka Cooper Nicola back into the thing, into at bat. Well, Chubb, you are the battery coach, and we got you in here, mate. So, battery, where are we at? Where are we going?
Yeah, well, obviously a lot of hard work to do. I mean, we've only got one opportunity to go and qualify, and so that's the reason why we're here, is to try and find 3 or 4 guys that's going to give us an opportunity to get to the next stage after the qualifying. It's not going to be easy. We've got a bunch of guys that can throw the ball, but it's a matter of putting it to where we want it. So everybody helps, especially our defense.
Chubb, I'm going to ask the question as well, because it has been a hotly topic debate around the tables over the years with some of the people that I've talked to, and it's the block. Are we limiting ourselves in the national circuit by having the mat?
Well, I think we're the only country in the world that has the mat.
Right.
And we obviously aren't moving with the times. However, I can understand the workload that people have got to do to try and put the block on there.
Yeah.
And it's not easy.
No.
However, if our guys were smart enough and they travelled, they would certainly get used to the block.
Yes.
But some of our guys now they're not travelling overseas, so therefore they're not giving themselves the opportunity to pitch off the block.
Yep.
However, again, there are ways around that.
Yep.
And we're just talking about it now that our first camp, once the team is named, what are we going to do to try and get our pitchers used to the block? So
Yep.
we're working around things, and we're certainly making sure that we tick all the boxes moving forward. And the block is just one of many things that we're going to worry about.
Yep. Yep. I mean, predominantly we come from a country which had such strong pitchers for so long, yourself included, mate. I mean, you're known throughout the world, and you were during a time where you had a handful of guys all pushing their name to be the ace. So where did it start to change, and do we have anyone that's coming through that has that mentality like you did back in the day?
Well, I think first and foremost that our upline got a little bit complacent,
right?
And thought, we don't have to do anything. But over the years, as the guys got a little bit older and moved on, the shift in teams travelling or individuals travelling overseas to pitch, it swung, and the South Americans got involved more, and so now our guys are kind of reluctant to go overseas.
Yep.
And that's now showing.
Yep.
That we lack that depth anymore. And so how do we get that depth back? I mean, we've got to get our athletes thinking that, get overseas and play.
Yep.
And then not only that it'll build our stocks up, it'll also get us our pitchers used to the block.
Yep. Well, mate, I watched a great game of yours a couple moons ago, and it was the 86 Penn State game at Fraser Park. Yep. And you I think you went from start to finish. We used to have those teams coming out to us and challenging our teams. So is that something that maybe we could invite more back to come our ways instead of us always going over there?
Yeah, well, that's one thing that we can do. But again, it comes down to the sponsors. It comes down to money. And, our game's a kind of dying thing, and the sponsors aren't there anymore.
Yeah.
And that's the same with North America. The sponsors, the big sponsors, aren't there anymore. And so that has a reflection on the game. And plus, those South American players, teams from other countries in South America, they seem to be wanted more than our Kiwi players, especially with pitching, because they think, oh, geez, these guys are winners.
Yeah. And
so they are, the big sponsors want to back winners.
Yeah.
And so if these especially the Argentinians, and now there's huge influx of Argentinians that are going to North America, as we're not so much, and they want and the sponsors want winners.
Yeah.
And so at the moment, with our game, with the state of our game, they deem to think that we're not winners anymore. So that's our job to try and change that around.
We're still 7-time world champions. It's definitely something to hold in prestige. Chubb, the last World Cup we saw, you mentioned the South Americans. The Americans in general, what were 5 of the top 6, I think it was, if I remember correctly. What has made their, I know you say about them getting the experiences because of these tournaments and the sponsors, but what has made them their shift so mighty over the last few years?
Well, I can recall when there was abundance of New Zealand pitchers going over, and Argentina only had a couple.
Yeah.
And then as our pitchers got a little bit older, started to move on, these young Argentinians came in, and then all of a sudden there was a flood of them.
Yeah.
And we didn't cope at the time. We missed that opportunity.
Yeah.
And our younger pitchers, which I think they didn't put the same work in as we used to.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, that's the change, is that they wanted those ones that would put the work in. And still today, I don't see as many pitchers out there doing the hard work that we used to do.
So let's talk about that hard work for a second, because I've heard a few stories of a few pitchers where mum and dad's fence with the full crater in it with the 500 pitches a day kind of thing. So what was a typical day back then for Chub Tongaroa when you were doing the extras for yourself and your pitching?
Well, I was never a guy that was trying to get fit. However, I was given the opportunity to become a Black Sox member.
Yeah.
And then I started to go to the gym. And then I worked on my game. And then I started pitching, 3 or 4 times a week. And it wasn't about quantity, it was about quality. And then I understood that after a while, because I'd stay out there for a long time. And then, why would I want to stay out here for an hour doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Yeah. And where I could do the same thing over half an hour, just good quality stuff. And so I was able to get catchers to catch me.
Yep.
See, today, it's very hard as an individual in terms of a pitcher to try and get someone to catch you, because they've got so much things going on in their lives, and we don't have the people to come and help you.
No.
So you've got to go and do your own thing. I mean, sometimes I know of people now that throw into a net 5 balls and they'll go and pick them up, go back and do the same thing. To me, that's hard work.
Yeah.
As where if you had a catcher or someone receiving it,
absolutely,
and just throw it back to them,
absolutely,
and then you could get through a lot more.
Yep.
And then you could have quality, because then as you pitch to a net, you're not looking to think, gee, did I hit that spot? At least if you have someone receiving it, you can say, if you put your glove there, then my goal is to hit that glove 30 out of 30 times.
Yep.
Then you move to the next spot and do the same thing 30 more times.
Absolutely. Brock Adewell now safe on third with that double from Matt Oxley, just off the glove of Damon Creasy. Well, you are the battery coach, so it's not just pitching that you're in charge of. So let's talk about the catches for a second.
Yep.
We've got a couple in this game. Jaden Stafford, Corey Timu, Taweta Bishop, just to name a few. Like, you've got to have that yin to the yang, if you will, the positive to the negative. So we've talked about pitching, but how are our catching stocks?
Yeah, well, we've probably got, possibly 4, maybe 5 catchers that can perform at this at the highest level. It's now, I look at it in terms of are they smart enough?
Yeah.
Can they stop a running game? So it's not just about receiving the ball. It's about stopping a running game, understanding the batters, thinking 3 or 4 batters in front of the situation. So we've got good guys like Taweta, for instance. He's been around. He's played professional baseball. He's been given all those skills.
Yep.
So part of that role is a Tua Kanatainus concept of him teaching the younger ones.
Yep, of course.
And if we can do that, then we're building our stocks up. This whole campaign is not about this campaign.
Yeah.
Because our campaign starts in July.
Yeah.
This is continuing for the next 4 years, next 5 years, next 10 years. And so if we can stock those shelves up with pitchers and catchers, then maybe we can be a lot more competitive in 5 to 10 years time.
Yep. The game has changed so much. The analytical side of the game that has come in. We saw with Australia through the World Cups. You saw Dave Metakingi pretty much every game coding other games. We saw the codes on the arms with the middles, talking to the catcher, talking to the pitcher, and a lot of the ball games are getting called from the dugout now. Is that something that will continue to happen, or the little black book of Mark Sorensen back in the day kind of thing? He had the notes to do it himself, but it's a bigger picture now. It's not just the 1 or 2 people, is it?
Yeah, I mean, if we're all on the same page, then why should we be doing it? I think we should be giving the catchers the opportunity to be able to call that game. We're only calling it from the side, so we're not actually seeing what the ball's doing.
Yeah.
But if we're in a catcher's position where they can see everything, now we must talk about trust.
Yeah.
And so catchers must have trust, not only the management, but also the guys in the middle to be able to do what they're supposed to do.
Absolutely. Chubb, I've been picking your brain, and I'm sure Chopper only said you'd come in and answer a couple, mate. But I do appreciate you, and I hope my Mo hasn't disgraced Mo enthusiasts like yourselves. But Chubb, can you tell me, you've achieved so much in our game, and you're held in so high regard. But what's a little goal of Chubb Tangaroa in this journey with the battery coach of the Black Sox?
Well, I mean, I've been out of I've been out for about a decade.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit different looking from the outside looking in, as where I've normally been on the inside, trying to look out and look at. But because I've been absent for the last 10 years, my goal now is to try and get back on the podium.
Right.
Now, if we can get back on the podium, at least that's a start.
Yeah.
And then if we get on the podium, then maybe we can, the next one, let's look a little bit higher than we are.
Yeah.
But first and foremost, we certainly don't want to be looking too far ahead of ourselves. So to us, as management, I think a podium would be a great start.
Fantastic, mate. Fantastic. And just lastly, you got a couple of your own still out there now. Norpeta, of course, Ihaka. Norpeta, the pitcher himself, did he have a choice or did he just want to be like Dad?
Well, good question. Because around our dinner table is questions. They're always firing questions.
Awesome.
At me. And so that's one way to learn.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I'll be honest with you. How I learned when I was young like them was around the beer tent talking to a lot of the elder pitchers.
Yep.
And that's how I learned. I thought, oh, heck. And so you pick up one or two things. And today, I don't see that.
No.
Pitchers, catchers, talking to one another in their little cliques.
Yeah.
Sharing information on not only just hitters, but the game situations and everything else. So, and I don't see that. So maybe that's something we need to bring back. I don't know. But for us to achieve our goal in terms of a podium finish, we need to start collaborating a little bit more with one another, whatever clique that is, whether it's pitchers, catchers, whether it's middle infielders, because you do learn a heck of a lot by talking around there. And so with my kids, that's all we did. That's all we'd have tea, we'd have eating, but we'd be talking about softball situations and may it continue, because I've got a moko that pitches in Hikinui, and so same thing, just he listens, and so when my sons ask questions, he's all ears. And so what better way to learn is by talking about stuff,
Absolutely. Well, I mean, just a few weeks ago at the PK Classic, when you had the Sox Select team and you billeted out all the boys, we had Edu Drage stay with us at home, and because of that, we had one of the younger pitchers come and stay with us as well. And I hate to say, I'm pretty sure he's going to be a rugby player, but after that weekend, just sitting there and soaking it all with Edu, he didn't know he could play in Europe. He didn't know he could play in North America. Hell, before even the weekend, he didn't know who 21, 15 or 12 were. But by the end of the weekend, he knew who Thomas Markia was, Brad Roan and Nathan Nukunuku, and he knew all about this stuff. So just, what you guys did at the PK Classic by billeting all out, we absolutely loved it, mate. So please, thank you for that initiative that you guys did.
Yeah. Well, that's that whole weekend, that was that concept, is giving back to the community, giving back to the whānau. Because if they don't know that stuff at that age, when are they going to learn that?
Exactly.
And so I thought it was a great concept, sharing the knowledge out to each whānau. Yeah, that was awesome.
Awesome. Well, what's next, Chubb? You mentioned that there's going to be a squad name. What kind of time frame we're looking at that?
Well, I was just talking to Thomas today. I says, when are we going to be naming the team or the squad to go to the qualifying? And so we're looking at probably a couple of weeks after the clubs.
Yep.
And then we want to start getting into our camps and start building up towards July. Now, we've got to remember that is so important to us, that July qualifying, because if we don't qualify,
exactly,
our game's going to die.
Yep.
And
No pressure.
Well, again, but that's why we want to play at this level.
Yep.
You know, we want to be given that opportunity because the rest of the world have caught us and are now have bypassed us. And so for us to get back up there, we need to do the hard yards. And if our athletes don't want to do the hard yards, then what do? Because it's up to the athletes to come and get out there and do the job. I mean, we're only just the brains trust.
That's it.
And we can put them to where they want to be. But if they're not giving 120%, then we're pushing uphill, you know, to achieve our goal.
Yeah.
And what we don't want is not to qualify. And I mean, we're not thinking that, but in hindsight, if we don't qualify, then what's going to happen to our game? So then it'll have to be user pay because we'll lose all our funding.
Yep.
And if we lose all of our funding, as we know, we won't be able to do stuff that, you know, tours, to enhance our game, to enhance our athletes. You know, so we will have to rely on our athletes going to North America again or around the world.
Yep.
But if you want to be the best, I think you've got to go to North America.
Yeah.
Because that's where everyone goes.
Well, it is sounding like that. Well, Chubb, mate, I really appreciate you coming into the booth and sharing some knowledge with us, mate. All the best with everything going forward. Couldn't have thought of a better man for the job, mate. Go well, and enjoy the rest of the weekend, and good luck with the selections.
Yeah, well, thanks very much for having me, and appreciate it. Good luck.
Chubb Tangaroa, ladies and gentlemen, the battery coach for the New Zealand Black Sox. He'll be getting out the notebook for the rest of the weekend, I'm sure, with the brains trust that are just sitting in front of us. Wayne Small, Bevan Martini, and Thomas Markia. Well, we have had a couple runs come in for Auckland Mā in the bottom of the 5th. So now we're in the top of the 6th. Wellington still leading this game 5 runs to 2. Just a quick chat between Tama Howard and Nicky Ogier behind the dish as Gene Lutton casually strolls past them. Well, Cam Johnson on the hill still for Auckland Mā. And batting for Wellington is number 13, Damon Creasy. I thought it was him batting the last in the last innings, but it was Takirika. Hope you guys enjoyed that chat with Chubb Tangaroa, the quiet man with the big stature, walks around the park and just drops some advice and knowledge on us all. I'm sure lots of snippets that are useful for everyone to take away from it, and that's why we did it. So me personally, I thought it was great, and probably the longest I've ever talked to Chubb. So appreciate you, Chubb Tangaroa, for coming into the booth, and all the very best to our management team with the next stage of the New Zealand Black Sox. Well, now to bat with Damon Creasy on first base is Andre Tolova-Hart. He was left on his first at-bat, struck out in his second at-bats. And first pitch, he slams it down. Well, there you have it on the screen. To your left, Wayne Small, the manager of the New Zealand Black Sox. Standing up, Chubb Tangaroa, the battery coach. Drinking the coffee or the tea is Thomas Markia, retired number 21, I say. And to his left, our right, is Bevan Martini, the high-performance manager of Softball New Zealand. Some guys that have won multiple world championships in that group, and hopefully they are the team to take us through to the next era of Softball New Zealand and add that 8th men's championship to the cabinet. and is in cabinet. It's a meeting room in the office at Pelorus Trust House in Seaview. But there's so much we had to take over a meeting room to put in all the trophies that Softball New Zealand's won over the years. If you're ever passing the office in Seaview, go and check it out. It's very cool. All the photos on the wall, all the historical world championships that we've won. And hopefully, in no time, New Zealand is back at the podium, if not on top of it. So good luck to the Brains Trust. We're right behind you. 3-1 is the call on Andre Tulava'a Hart, who gets the outside pitch down to the hot corner. They get the one. They do get the lead runner of Damon Creasy, but Andre Tulava'a Hart safe on first base. And with one down, they're going to bring to bat the top of the order, the designated player, Wayne Laulu. Running out of things to say about Big Wayne, but not really. One of the best, this one. Played for the New York Gremlins at ISC last year, took home a championship. Has gone to a different team for the upcoming. I'm not sure off the top of my head which team it is, but he has been traded or drafted into another team, or however it works in ISC. The inside pitch, Lala gets all of it, sending it down the third foul line. Stays in play for about a few inches, and that's all he needs to get him on first base. Move Andre Tulava'a Hart to second, and then have Jerome Raumaki come into bat. So 2 runners on, 1 out here in the top of the 6. And Rome into bat.
Everyone advances on the plate.
Andre Tulava'a Hart is now on third. Wayne Laulu on second base. Back in the booth now is Nate Dog with 2 G's.
Hey.
D-O double.
Quick hello to the fans.
Fans.
Quick fans of softball. Quick hi to Doug Roberts. We know you're watching.
Doug's always watching, absolutely.
Always watching.
You want to give the shout out to the fams back home? I know your sister's birthday a couple days ago.
Yeah, happy birthday to the sister.
Yes.
Yep, February 10th. Had to say it twice just because we're 21 hours ahead over here.
Yeah, we're in the future, mate. In the future. The bases are now loaded for Wellington. And into the batter's box is Tueta Bishop, who hit a shot to left field in his last at bat. Cam Johnson still on the hill for Auckland Mā. That ball down low and into the dirt for the ball. Well, we just had a great chat with the battery coach of the New Zealand Black Sox, Nader, and, you know, great advice, and I applaud anyone to find it and just listen to the words that he said. He gets to the point, and, yeah, I hope a lot. Take it on. But, Nate, we talked about the block, mate. I know you're not a fan of the Mets. Yep. Yes, Nate, of course, coming from the World Cup in Mexico. I was about to say Waikato for some reason. But yeah, Nate coming to our shores and having to pitch on a mat, a bit different for you.
Yeah, it's definitely something that's a little bit different. You know, we pitch and we have the dirt and kind of dig our trenches, and this one's more solid, but kind of just have to get used to it.
Well, yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
And Taweda Bishop picks up the walk.
Taweda Bishop gets the walk. Andre Tulava Hearts crosses home plate for the 6th run for Wellington. Of course, Auckland scoring a couple runs, so Wellington will want to put on a hitting display here in the top of the 6th. With bases loaded now, Aaron Gollins out there for Bishop on first base. And Corey Timu in to bat now. The first baseman out of the Potidoa City United Club. Well, he gets it, hits it up the middle. He'll score Lala. And Romy comes scampering in as well. Oh, Timu will get a couple of RBIs next to his name, and that takes the tally to 8. Nate, well done with the scoreboard there. I just wanted to rhyme there for a second. Oh, Corey Timu on first base. Aaron Gollin on second. And coming to bat is Riley Markia. With one down here in the top of the 6th. 8 runs to 2. Markia gets that early, sends it foul. Well, Nate, I just got an invite to my own baby shower, so I'm pretty stoked with that. The sister-in-law has just made an invite, and it's softball themed, and she even went and put the colouring of blue and yellow as well. So well played, sis. Well played. Of course, little Collins on the way in May has Nate's old room at Casa de Collins and Middleton, of course. Well, Riley gets that, sends it deep to left field where the catch is made. Aaron Gollin tags up and goes into third base. So does Corey Timu. So the runners advance on the sacrifice fly. And that's going to bring to bat with 2 down. The second base. No, it's not. Joel Harris is going to come in for a smack. Joel Harris from Porneka Kilburnie.
Seems like there's a lot of teams and bigger teams that seem to have certain bats that's their go-to, and it's kind of cool to notice that, like, this one here up to bat has the Eastern Synergy. It seems like those are one of those popular bats that, even though they're plus 10 years old, they're still one of the favorited bats, it seems.
That's still on the bat list. I know one of the boys at our under-17 tournament in Christchurch. You were there, Nate. One of the boys pulled out the old silver and maroon one.
Yes.
And was told, nah, mate, too old. He was gutted because he loved that bat. But then it's quite funny because some of the new ones aren't even on the list yet. So you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Pretty much a good motto to have in softball, especially if you work behind the scenes. Joel Harris in a bat for Wellington now with the pinch hit coming in for Stratford. He's got 2 runners to hit in. 1 out to play with. Gets a piece, sends it to Lewis Gerard at shortstop, which will make the play over to first for the third out. Joel Harris is claiming that it was dead ball. He's claiming that it hit his foot. He hasn't moved since he hit it. Mark Porteous is saying no. Nicky Ogier's going, no, you can start going back to the dugout now. And Harris reluctantly does. He's not going to fight it. Oh, Gino comes over, but quickly turns around again. Well, 8 runs to 2. There'll be no run rule in this one. We're going to go the full 7. So Auckland Mā getting rid of the donuts in the last at bat with the 2 runs. Can they add more to their tally and creep on up just like they did in the last game? Riley Markey is still on the hill for Wellington. He's got the start and he's going into his 6th innings. This is one of the questions from the weekend, Nate. Would you rather start or come in to make the save? And if you have to make the save, do you mind making the save?
I feel like everyone loves to start a game and be in that starting lineup and show that their name called out for, but coming into closes, that's a difficult one. I don't know. To all the people watching, maybe just throw your thoughts to any pitchers that might be watching. Would you rather start or come and close?
It's a different mentality for both, but at least if you start, you just go until you got nothing left, or you come in and you're that second guy. Hope there's another one.
Yeah, I feel like
re-entry. Yeah.
Starting.
Give me the ball, mate.
Give me the ball.
That's the one. He's going to check that. Did he go? No, he didn't. It was the call from third base umpire Mark Porteous. Two and two the count here. In the bottom of the 6th. Auckland Mā trailing Wellington 8 runs to 2. Count loaded. 3 and 2. Ryan nearly into bat. Sees it go through the zone for the strike called and drops the head straight away, thinking he should have swung at that one. So with 1 down, that's going to bring to bat Ruben Torpia, playing from the hot corner in this one. I see Tracy, the wife, is now on the desk for their scorers, so she's subbed in for someone. Just wanted a better view of hubby, I'm sure. Torpia gets a piece, sending it down to James Trafford at second, and that will be the second out. And with a quick 2 up, 2 down, that's going to bring to bat the second baseman, Brock Adderwell, who must be an absolute trooper, because I know he's in pain, and I could be wrong. It could be just the G-walk thing. Do you reckon he places the hair over the shoulders or just puts the helmet on?
Oh. Places.
Places?
Go with places.
I would have just flicked helmet. I can no longer grow my hair out. There's a hole in my haircut these days. I didn't ask for it. It's just there. Although Dad was bought at like 23, so thank the Lord that at 41 I've still got some. But that is a main on Brock Adderwell for sure. Mark here. Ooh.
Looks good.
It did look good, but again, angles. Nikki Ogier is calling the balls and strikes. She's got the best seat in the house. Swing and a miss there from Brock Adderwell, and that's another quick 3 up and 3 down. And that will retire the side. And we will be back with the top of the 7th. Wellington 8, Auckland Mā 2. We'll be back right after this.
Rusty Bumgardner has done it all. But this year, Rusty reaches a whole new level of softball success. He's going to Beijing.
Rusty. Rusty. Rusty, have you seen my glove?
As the equipment manager. Good luck, Rusty.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen, here at Rosedale Ballpark on the North Shore for the North Harbour Softball Association. This is game number 33 on the schedule. Wellington versus Auckland Mā. We're at the top of the 7th with Wellington leading this one 8 runs to 2. And Auckland have gone back to the original pitcher, Kazuki Ishizaki. Who started the game and had a couple tough innings with the start of Wellington's at-bats. But Cam Johnson came in to do some work for the team, and he did just that. But Kazuki is going to finish this one off for Auckland Mā. And leading off for Wellington is the left fielder, Damon Creasy. Creasy, the sacrifice bunt in his first at bat. Caught by right field in his second. Hit it to shortstop in his third, and K in his last at bat. He's got the full count early here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And this lead off at the top of the 7th. Goes hard at that one. Hitting it foul. Gets him swinging for the strikeouts. And Takirika Kupa-Nicola. Well, now it's Creasy, sorry. Keep on missing that line. Gotta stop listening to Russell. I'm going to announce it. Auckland getting warmed up here for the next game on Diamond 1. Auckland taking on North Harbour Pango. The Battle of the Bridge. It's going to be Oscar Anderson up against Nick Hayes. Well, it could be anyone from that Auckland team. They've got about 5 of them. Lucky for some. Damon Creasy now. Big swing and a miss for strike 2. Counts at 2-2. Nada, every time I'm here, mate, I always go home a little bit depressed because I'm not here anymore.
Yes.
And we don't have anything like this back home.
Rosedale, the Park of Dreams.
Isn't it? Great setup here at Rosedale Park. North Harbour really look after this place. They do some absolute wonders. 1 and 2 backing onto each other, so you can sit on this top deck and watch both games if you want. Or you can go and sit out on the banks and watch both games because there are some prime vantage points for both. But then, to go just down past the club rooms and there's another 8 diamonds or something. 2 artificial, 2 fenced, skin in the corner, couple skins actually. That's where they might hide the Masters game tomorrow.
And who'll be pitching that game?
I'm not sure. Rumour has it might be me. Well, I see Nick Hayes warming up and he's not wearing my pitching cleats, so I might be wearing them. He's probably decided, nah, bro, no. That's all right. I'll have my Jordan 12s back. That's fine. We will see. I'm here to commentate this weekend. My first actual tournament this weekend. I've just got to concentrate on it, which is quite cool. I've had a few tournaments this season. I've helped organise one, the under-19s at Fraser Park. I've played in a couple and coached and managed. It's good to get back to what I do. What I've loved doing is working for Ballpark Broadcasting, bringing you guys the play-by-play for our amazing talent that we've got throughout this country. And we're here at NFC, the elite, the best of the best, wearing the colours of their province, their association. And of course, we haven't even mentioned that last year's champions were Wellington. And there's only 1 or 2 players that aren't in the team from last season. So Wellington, with that historic grand final at Dynasty Ballpark last season. Almost said last year, but of course it was about a year and a half ago now. Wellington taking out the final against Auckland. Wellington in the men's, Hutt Valley women's, in the women's, sorry. So, strong softball in the 04. Lala has a look like he wanted us to have a swing at that, but thought against it. It was rung up on him anyway. 2-2 the call. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Fouled. Count remains 2-2-2. Lala with the hopper through the middle. Lewis Gerard takes a 1 step, stands on second base for the 3rd out. So Auckland Mā keep Wellington scoreless in the top of the 7th. Will that be the case in the bottom of the 7th? When Auckland Mā have their last chance to get the dub, or will it be the defending champions? We'll find out right after this.
Rusty Bumgardner has done it all. But this year, Rusty reaches a whole new level of softball success. He's going to Beijing.
Rusty. Rusty. Rusty, have you seen my glove?
As the equipment manager,
We're back, ladies and gentlemen, here in the bottom of the 7th of game number 33 of the 2024 National Fast Pitch Championship. It's Auckland taking on Auckland Mā, taking on Wellington. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Wellington up 8 runs to 2. And Wellington are going to make a pitching change. Coming in, Josh Merritt. You know Josh, don't you, Nate?
Yeah, I was got to have a nice chat with his dad, Craig, just before this, and watched a little bit of the prior game with him and caught up, talked about ball, and played with Josh over in Canada. Actually, last year he came over for a season, played with one of our teams, and it was pretty cool. Got to see what he's all about. Great guy, amazing pitcher.
Was that all about? Sorry, Nate, I had to. First offering from Merritt, just outside for the ball. Into bat is Matt Oxley, who gets a piece, hitting it just outside of Creasy from left field, who makes some ground, scoops it, does a spin, and chucks it into second base to keep it a big single. Now into back is Jacob Oxley. He's a native player. I don't know. We figured out he was playing right field. Honestly, the team sheet that we got is nothing like what went out in that first innings. But that's okay, because they've all wear numbers, and at least we know who's at bat. So we just, definitely in the booth anyway, we assume that they're batting in the right order. 0-1 here from Merritt against Oxley. That's a nice number that Josh is wearing.
23.
Worn by some of the absolute greats.
Damian Collins being one of them.
Oh, I wasn't gonna say that, but thank you. I always loved it because it was my address growing up, but obviously it's LeBron James and Michael Jordan, and I can't think of anyone else that wears 23. They live Draymond Green. But Oxley goes down on the strikeout, so Auckland Mā down to the last 2 outs here in game number 33. One thing you spoke about Craig Merritt before. One thing I do appreciate at Craig is he's always got some nice kicks on his feet.
Always.
Yeah, he's always got a fresh pair or a pair that you don't usually find everywhere. And you know me, Nada, I do appreciate a good shoot. Into bat now, Alphonse Alvenikovis. The outside pitch there from Josh. It's weird. When you commentate, it's usually the surnames, but when you know the people, you start calling them by their first names. Like, oh, just Josh, just chucking that, you know. Merritt goes into the wind-up. A dribbler to Kieran Bolger. He gets the lead runner. Gets the lead runner, and unfortunately bobbled by Jaden Stratford. Kieran Bolger had done all the hard work there by scooping it up and getting it over and just closing the glove before the ball was in there. Look at the state of that ball. That's supposed to be highlighted yellow. This is the time of night as well at Rosedale, ladies and gentlemen, where the sun can be an issue. I don't know if it was at that point, but it can be an issue. as you'll see the shadows across the park from the large trees that are along the car park behind us. First offering to Isaac Fletcher is outside ball. Oxley on second base. One down here in the bottom of the 7th. Merritt in the wind up. Beautiful pitch. Had Isaac Fletcher looking and then questioning what he saw.
Just missed on the outside corner there.
That will take it to 3 balls, 1. Josh Merritt playing the PK club. Porneka Kilburnie. Just a couple of years we had him in the Hutt Valley at Hutt Valley Dodgers. Now in town. Where originally from. Well, with that, ball 4, Fletcher will make his way to first base, and that is going to load the bases for Lewis Gerard to step up. Just the one out. And we talk about the save, right? We talk about the starting versus the save. And then, 7th inning, game's wrapped up. Josh comes in. Nothing against the pitching. Like, we're well capable of what he can do. But, there is that thing of finding your rhythm and getting into the zone and understanding the umpire zone and what they're calling and stuff. And we've just seen, 3 walks or 2 walks from Merritt, which we know isn't a normal thing for him. So that's that other side of the coin. You can go in and throw as much as you possibly can until you got nothing left. But when it's the save, when you come in to finish the job, you want that though. That will do. First pitch, slam down the hot corner. Jerome Ronamaki steps back on the base, gets that out, heaves it over to Corey Timu at first base and gets the second out. And that is the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Wellington, the defending champions from NFC 23, win this one against Auckland Mā 8-2. Nate Dogg, who was your player of the match for this one?
Player of the match.
Yeah, it's not easy, eh? That's why I asked you and you didn't ask me.
First pitcher, Nakia had a real good game on his shoulders, that's for sure. And when he came into the batter's box as well, good hitters out there. It's a nice home run.
With a Bishop, yes.
Yes, that was nice. Might have to go with Nakia.
Surprise, surprise. A pitcher picked a pitcher.
He was hitting. He can hit.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, stick around because we are not done for day 2 yet. It is the Battle of the Bridge, or whatever you play for in softball. It is North Harbour Pango taking on Auckland. It's the A teams taking on each other on day number 2 to close out day number 2 here at the 2024 National Fast Pitch Championship. We're going to have a quick break, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to all the team that worked on this one for Ballpark Broadcasting. Nate Thiessen in the booth, calling the colour with me, Damien Collins on the play-by-play. We're going to close this one and we'll be back with Auckland taking on North Harbour up next.